to week one of the soft reset. I'm so excited that you're here and that we're starting together. And what we're starting with this week is safety. Hey, love. I am so happy to see you here. Welcome to week one of the soft reset. We will start with the most important thing ever first, and that is feeling safe. Feeling safe in your body, feeling safe with your environment, feeling safe with yourself. And you might think, like, I am safe. I've never encountered something dangerous, or there is no reason to not feel safe. But that's just not how the nervous system works. And you'd be surprised how many of us do not feel safe all the time. So, a little bit of like background knowledge why that is so important is our nervous system is basically checking in every second with us, like, are you safe or not? Are you safe or not? Is there anything I need to protect myself from or not? And so, with so many daily stressors, so many sounds, so many visual input, so much pressure from work, from ourselves, from conditioning, from what you read in the news, whatever, there is a lot of stress happening at the system. And if that's the case, if we're in fight, flight, freeze, fawn, you cannot change because your nervous system is busy keeping you safe from a perceived or a real danger. That doesn't matter for your nervous system. So if you wondered why your habits haven't stuck the way you wanted them to, why it's so hard for you to change, that is why. So before we can change anything else, that's what we do in the soft reset here, is resetting your nervous system and learning your body, your system, that this is the most important habit to ever get, is like the feeling of safety, of not being hyper vigilant all the time and thinking like there's saber-tooth tiger or a burglar or whatever around the corner that is threatening your life. So instead of pushing harder with willpower, with force, with you beating yourself up if things haven't worked out the way you wanted, we will focus on safety. And then the rest will kind of like unravel itself afterwards. How we do that? We will focus on a very, very, very tiny habit. And spoiler, that might feel like annoying, boring, not enough. Whatever comes up, it's totally okay. And it's actually a good sign. So, this is something that you most likely are not used to. So, it's good. I hope you can just stay open with me and try it out. There's like nothing that you can lose. So, what we do from now on is every day you'll get a voice note from me with one little cue, one little step, one little signal to give to yourself during the day. It's always under 5 minutes. It's always very easy. It's always very short, so that you'll actually do it. We're trying to lower the resistance to as much as possible. So that you're actually sticking to this new habit with ease and not with pressure, because something that needs only 20 seconds, you can always do that. You can always fit it in. So examples for how we can tell yourself, your system, that you're actually safe in that moment are, for example, like gentle touch, our breath work, are a really intentional sip of your morning coffee or tea. What I like to focus on for this week is I'll give you 3 examples that I think are very powerful, and then you can play on with whatever you want. But I'll invite you to do one of these 3 for the first days, because they really have a big impact in a short amount of time. And I'll share them with you now. And afterwards, we talk a little bit about when to do them. So the first one that you can always do anywhere in just a few seconds is a breath work that is like the 1-1-2, which means you are harshly sighing, harshly inhaling, and then relaxing a long exhale. And it sounds a bit like this. Try that out with me if you're not driving at the moment. If you feel safe, if you are sitting somewhere or lying somewhere, try that out. Even just one repetition, you'll feel your shoulders drop, you'll feel a relaxation. Imagine doing that for 30 seconds or a minute. But that's like one of the most powerful ones to like actually very fast calm down and tell your parasympathetic nervous system that it can now, go into rest and digest, and you're not in fight or flight anymore. What you can also do, if you don't like breath work or if you want to do something more with your hands, you can put your hands on your chest like this, and then just tap one hand, then the other, one hand, then the other, and just feel how that feels. Focus on the rhythm, focus on the feeling for, again, 20 seconds, 30, a minute, whatever feels good for you. Notice how you feel. That's the most important. There is nothing that you can actually do wrong with any of these exercises. That you do them at all is the most important thing. And how? That's for later. For now, we want to build habits that tell your system during the day that everything's fine and it can calm down. And the third one that you can use for this is a gentle stroke down the side of your arms. Triple Wama meridian runs here. This is governing fight or flight in the ancient Asian wisdom, ancient Asian medicine. So if you do things like this for a few seconds, you see me sighing out, that is really good. A really potent signal for calming down. Pick one of these that you love the most and commit to doing that during your day, to add it to something that is already existing. Whenever you think about it, it's amazing, but we want to not overwhelm you here. So what we'll do is we use the atomic habit strategy of adding a very tiny habit, something like this, to an already existing habit. So I want you to imagine something that you routinely do every day, like brushing your teeth, your morning coffee. If you do a meditation, wonderful. If you walk your dog, something like this, where, like this is a non-negotiable in my life. And when you did that after brushing your teeth, maybe you do 2 or 3 of these, like 1, 1, 2 breaths. Or after you're brushing your teeth, you do this. Or before you go to bed and you just slept in your pajamas, you do something like this. You'll sleep like a baby, and you have this habit added to another habit. The habit you choose, totally up to you. Just add it on to something existing. That is super, super, super helpful for actually sticking to things. And then I would love to, as an addition, ask you to, or invite you to, journal down one word. Just take 30 seconds. And then I'd love to ask, and then what you can do at the end of each week, before we start into the next week, or on your weekend, whenever it feels good for you, after the first few days, you can just sit there and commit to journaling for the shortest amount of time. Take half a minute to just journal down one word that comes to your mind that describes how you felt after doing these exercises daily, after being mindful for that really short amount of time daily. Note that down. And then be patient with yourself. Things like, as I said, this is boring, that's too simple, that wouldn't work. Where's the sense in doing this? If that comes up, it's a good sign. Your nervous system is most likely so overstimulated that this might feel like the most unimportant, boring thing ever, and that is perfect. So if that comes up, try to embrace it, try to be patient, try to stick to this new routine, and your nervous system and also your belief system will kind of like fight against it quite hard. So just so you know, if these resistance comes up, That's your old system, your old you trying to stay where you are because that's familiar. And we're doing something new here, even if it's like the most slowing down habit ever. It's new and therefore unfamiliar and therefore kind of like dangerous to your existing belief system. Okay, that's that for now. I invite you to use these cues daily, put them, add them on to a habit that is already existing, and just see where you are. Try to not judge yourself, try to be gentle. You've got this. That's it for now. Can you believe it? If you want to have an affirmation, a mantra to say to you, then here's a suggestion for you. I'm committing to my safety, my well being, and a gentle care for myself this week. I want to focus on not judging myself, on being gentle, on being open, on slowing down, and on being actually nice to myself and listening to my needs. I am safe with this. I'm seeing you tomorrow in the voice notes. You'll unlock one every day, and don't be surprised if they kind of repeat themselves. That's the idea. I love you. So happy you're here. Any questions? And if any questions come up, you can always reach out on Instagram. Send me whatever comes to your mind. If there's resistance coming up, please feel free to tell me. You can book the one-on-one sessions if you like to. Link is in the pre-work video. And then we work through whatever comes up if there is something that really seems like a roadblock. Love you.